The story of this particular play session or the story of the entire game? The entire game. Well, so the story of the entire game is really 8 individual stories right now. They actually don't have anything to do with, like each of the characters don't have anything to do with one another. So if I go into here, so I have these 8 party members now. And interestingly enough, if you actually go to my Octopath Traveller playlist, I actually write into the description the story of what happened in the previous play session. Although I forgot to do it for this play session. I was going to do it after the video was uploaded. But just as a short, brief everything, this here, Tressa, is a merchant. She lived on a coastal town, and she protected her townspeople against pirates who tried to steal all of their stuff. And then after she was done, she met some roguelike, sea traveling trader and wanted to be just like him. So she's traveling the world to be a world-renowned trader. Ulbrich the warrior, 8 years ago he used to be part of the king's royal guard, but then his brother-at-arms betrayed him and his king, killing the king and defeating Ulbrich in combat, so he had to run away. And in order to survive, he was hiding out in some old country town as a mercenary. He saved the town from some bandits that tried to kidnap one of the young squires in the town. And while he was fighting those highwaymen, he actually found out a hint as to where his old betrayer ended up going off to. So he's off to go fight them because he wants revenge. Cyrus is a scholar. He used to teach at the Royal Academy. But he got caught up in a scandal where someone thought that he was having an affair with one of his students. So he's taking a sabbatical to avoid being scrutinized by his faculty. Meanwhile, he's also trying to track down an ancient book that was stolen from the Royal Library 13 years ago that's supposed to have all this super magical stuff. Primrose is a dancer. She actually is part of a royal family, but a long time ago these 3 men cloaked in black killed her father while she was hiding under like a table or something. So because she grew up without a father, she basically ended up living in a slum where she was a dancer at a brothel, and she was just there because she wanted to see if one of those 3 men cloaked in black would ever show up. They had tattoos as well, so it's not like she was looking just for the people wearing a particular outfit. So one day she saw one of the men in black with a crow tattoo come through her tavern, and she followed them. Had to kill her master in order to do so, but she was able to get away from that slum, and now she's off to get revenge for her father. Ophelia is a cleric. Her parents abandoned her as a child, and so she's actually, or not abandoned, they actually died. So she's an orphan, and the church took her from the orphanage and raised her as like the head priest raised her as his daughter, even though he has an actual daughter. So they were like pseudo sisters. Her sister was supposed to go on a pilgrimage and spread some sort of lantern of light to the world in order to do something to stop the monsters from appearing as often as they do, kind of like Tales of Symphonia. but her adoptive father fell sick, so she decided to take the pilgrimage instead of her sister, so that her sister can stay by her father's side. Alfin is an apothecary. His parents died in a plague when a plague went through the village he used to live in, and he would have died too, except a wandering apothecary came by and healed him, saying, you know, I just help people because that's what I do and it's great. So he kind of grew up always wanting to like be a great apothecary so that he could travel the world and save other people, just like the person that saved him did. One day, one of his childhood best friend's younger sister got bit by a poisonous snake, so he like had to go off and kill the snake, take the poison, make an antidote, and heal the sister. And then afterwards, he went off and decided to save the world one good deed at a time. Therion, you can just rewind the stream to see his plot. Like, I actually just got through going over it. He's a thief. He heard about this giant mansion that has this wonderful treasure in it, so he decided to sneak in. He successfully snuck in, however, it was all a trap. There actually wasn't a super secret treasure for them to get. It was just they wanted a thief that was good enough to break into that place in order to conscript them into stealing for them. And lastly, Hanit is a huntress. Her master, who taught her everything, went off to fight a giant or a monster like a year ago on a hunt that, you know, was paid for by some royal family. Never came back, so Hanit is off to go rescue him from the giant beast. And that's all 8 stories, and however many minutes it took me to do that. So now I can get back